Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 128, Relocated. It is Saturday, February 10th, 2024. I'm going to have to keep her a little dark, try to save power. I'm having difficulty keeping charged up enough, so gotta try and save power. Let me bring up some chat. There we go. I'm not going to try and scroll that back on there. I'll just go to the top and StreamYard. It gives me problems. I don't know what the deal is, but looks like Uncle Bones was here first, saying safe travels. I have gone to. I'm in a new location. I'm in Oklahoma. I've gone. I'm still in Oklahoma. I've gone a little ways into the Ouachita Mountains area. Not deep in there, but I'm in there. So I'm where I intended to go for the most part. I'm not sure if this is definitely where I'm going to be staying, but things are developing that may keep me where I'm at. I don't want to say exactly where I'm at for obvious reasons. We got some crazy people in the cryptid community who, may, want to start come tracking people down and doing bad things. So I'll just say I am in southeast Oklahoma in the Ouachitas somewhere. I'm having to borrow Wi-Fi in a parking lot to some sort of business. Not going to say what business that is either. Just to keep some security going there. As you saw on my community tab, I have relocated my beehive. The rest of the beehives you've seen in previous videos don't belong to me, but the one that belongs to me, I've relocated to a person. Like there's a thing amongst in the beekeeping community called host a hive. It's where a person who's a property owner lets a beekeeper keep some hives on their land, so they can just have bees around, maybe just to pollinate their flowers or their crops, or just for them to watch or to learn about beekeeping. And lots of people volunteered when I offered. This particular person, his primary interest seems to be learning about beekeeping, and he'd like to start his own hive at some point and introduce his kids to beekeeping. So hopefully I can help them with that. And once he gets his own hive box, I'll give him some bees and get him going. So that ought to be good. Yeah. Home sweet home. I can't say I haven't settled in totally. There's, it's moving. It's just stressful. Trying to figure out where I can get everything that I need to kind of settle in is, it's a process. It's going to take a while for me to feel like I'm at home. But that being said, there's some very good things here for me. but I'm having an issue with power. I don't have enough battery power. I can try to charge stuff off the engine, but that means I'm burning a lot of gas, so I don't want to try and do that. But I'm working on it. Sleeping Beauty's here. Welcome. Bigfoot and more. And Deborah Hatsfield, BBR Investigations over in the UK are all here. Welcome. Icon's here. He says, Halito. And howdy, chat. And I'll be listening and working in your grouch cave. Awesome. And Lawn Tractor Dragster link there. Posted a few links before the stream started. Anyone else you want to post your links, go ahead and post away. Sleeping Beauty's here. Welcome. Yeah, that isn't my actual van, but it looks exactly like my van. It's the same year and everything. It's the exact color and everything. Probably looks a little nicer than mine does though. Angel's here. Welcome. Good Saturday evening, says Bigfoot and more. JoJo's here. Welcome. Raptor's here. Welcome. Ocean Pond's here. Welcome. There's Bat Mom. Welcome. Hope everything's going good for you. Mr. Lee's here. Welcome. Fists Like Bullets here. Welcome. Let's see here. No, Mr. Lee. That'd be a negative. Let's see here. Raptor says, did you get a job in the area? I have received a job offer here. I had already applied to places that were here before I even came this way. I mean, I've applied in a whole bunch of towns before I, even left. I mean, I've been applying. I've been trying to figure out a path to get here for a long time. Here or Florida, because I got job apps in Florida too. But yeah. So one of the jobs I applied for here, they have given me an offer. There, it's just pending background check. So yeah, and it's only part time, so I may end up taking another part time job in addition to that if it's offered. So we'll see. We'll see. But this is more squatchier territory, if that's proper English at all. More squatchier territory. Deborah says 1 day at a time. Yeah. Harvey Dent, welcome. Says hello, Beard. Welcome. And Little Kilroy's here. Welcome. Haven't seen that name in the chat in a while. Harvey Dent says, beware, Dogman UK is pretending to be on people's side to gather evidence of the Badams. What a putz tells his plans on a stream like a Bond villain. Yeah, he keeps causing people problems. I see people are fighting him. And I would just tell them, look, he's a troll. He's a troll, He's not really accomplishing anything good. And if he's someone that's going to pretend like he's on one side and do all this stuff, he's a troll. He's just like kids on a playground, right? He's a kid on a playground. If they see that you're bothered, they will just keep coming at you harder and harder. Trolls are not to be the trolls. The opinions of a troll does not matter. They are insignificant, with emphasis on the cunt. Okay, and so you know, they just laugh at them. They are a joke. Their existence is a joke. Their entire purpose for being as a troll is a joke, and their opinion is not something to be bothered by. They can throw all the insults they want. They don't have anything intelligent to offer to any conversation, so they insult you and things like that and try to piss you off because they don't have any meaning in their own lives. They are pathetic little biatches. So you just gotta laugh at them, and they'll wander off and go try to find someone that they can bother. You gotta have a thick skin on the internet, and when trolls come along, laugh them away, ridicule them. They're pathetic little biatches, every last one of them. So yeah. UK Dogman has no power. Okay, he doesn't have any power. The only way he gets power is if you give it to him. So that's my suggestion for a lot of people. Now, when you get shit like some of these assholes in the Bigfoot community making physical threats and actually committing crimes, um, report them. I mean, some of these guys, they got warrants and shit like that. They might want to rethink what they're doing, because they're going to get in a lot more trouble than your average person for dicking around like that. So they need to chill and start being nice. They're if you're spreading hoaxed information, stolen information, stuff like that, and someone calls you out for it, hey, that's what happens. That's what happens. You put yourself out there, and you just you roll with it, right? So some of these guys aren't rolling with it very well. They don't like to be challenged, and they start making physical threats on people. That's where a line has been crossed. And so anyone who runs into that situation, because sometimes some of these things these people are doing is breaking the law. So if you can file a report and sue them, I say go for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. They are trying to intimidate people on YouTube, and it's just bullshit. They need to stop. And so yeah, Deborah says he be watching, but he won't come in while me and Joe are here. He waits till we leave. Is is he scared of you? Sleeping Beauty says super happy for you, Lock. Thank you. Not normally. Yeah, I'm sure he'll show up later and say some bullshit and whatever. I mean, he was taking it too far last week and coming in with different accounts and flooding the chat with just total venom. And I like to let people talk, but he was just taking it too far and disrupting all conversation in the chat. So I permanently blocked all of his extra accounts and temporarily blocked what I think is his primary account. So if he comes back eventually, it's because I didn't permanently block one of those accounts. And he just needs to behave himself better. He can express his opinion, but just be advised that Lockbeard knows you're a troll and doesn't give a shit what you think. And neither do any of these other people. Hopefully nobody really cares. He's insignificant. Deborah says he phoned his granny on me midstream. What? Sharon's here. Welcome to the chat, Sharon. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, you are making an army of Lockbeards in the Ouachita Mountains. No, No, I'm all by myself over here, Mr. Lee, trying to figure things out. I mean, hopefully I get enough money coming in so that I have enough battery power, and because I can charge up. I can charge up on certain days. Like I can't charge up anything tomorrow. I mean, the only thing I figured out is maybe if I went to like a McDonald's, and I think maybe I can plug in at a McDonald's and charge up my batteries, but it takes forever. It takes forever to charge. Like, I've shown this before. Um, this keeps me going for quite a while, but it, but not long enough, not near long enough. I really need something. I really need something that'll last me like 48 hours or something. Because I keep my laptop charged and my phone charged and whatnot. Let's see here. Besides the bullshit fighting in the Bigfoot community, is there anything in particular going on? I know I run across things throughout the week, but I forget by the time it's Saturday night. Raptor says, yeah, don't listen to me. I'm a troll. Are you a troll? Sometimes you come at people a little harsh, Like the other night, I mean, Raptor, everybody wants you to have your opinion and stuff. You just gotta come in a little more diplomatic, a little more diplomatically, because you were coming a little hard at Nikki the other night. And I know sometimes I don't necessarily pull off diplomatic myself, but AK Harvey Dent says Brent's got dog face on a leash now, probably dressed like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. Really? Yeah, I saw Brent's video the other day. I'm sure that hacked some people off. Mr. Lee says a lot of creeks in your new location, Lockbeard. I Googled Earth. It very squatchy. Yeah, it's a really squatchy area. The more you get up into the thick of the Ouachita Mountains and the National Forest, and way fewer people around than Muskogee County where I was. I was in Muskogee County before, for those watching that don't know and don't want to try and figure it out from previous live streams. But and I'd been there. I don't know. I've been there the whole, pretty much most of the time I've been doing this channel. I just wasn't happy where I was at. I really wasn't, but I didn't know where I needed to go. And, because like now I'm here, like I can't get my mail because my P.O. box is back in the town of Muskogee. So I needed to transfer my P.O. box here. But I hate to transfer it here until I know for sure I'm going to be here. So I'm kind of got a little limbo time here where I can't get my mail, and so I don't know. Things will work out, I'm sure. But yeah, Mr. Lee, it's very squatchy territory. There are a lot more reports in this area. This is close to Hanobi, Oklahoma. It's kind of a famous location, Hanobi. It's spelled Hanobia, but they pronounce it Hanobi. I think Bigfoot and More is way closer to that place than I am, though. I think. I can't remember where I keep forgetting what town he's at. I don't want to dox him either, but yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a famous Bigfoot festival place. Jojo says he's turned over a new leaf. He says yet again, I just don't believe him. It's just real crazy. He was, coming at me so hard and defending Long Island Bigfoot so hard, and then he flipped the script, and now he's going after Long Island Bigfoot. It's just like, what's this guy's game? He's just being a troll, I guess. I mean, he doesn't seem to have, he doesn't seem that he's not consistent. He's a hypocrite. He's criticizing about people attacking women, supposedly. It's like verbally on YouTube. When he was attacking, Brent. It was actually Brent and Nikki, and Nikki's a woman. So attacking, his words were attacking Judy Wheeler. But then he turns around and he attacks Nikki, and he does a real verbal attack. What Nikki and Brent were doing was not a verbal attack, as in that they weren't calling her a bunch of names and stuff like that. They were just saying what Judy's been doing. Judy's been causing trouble, stirring crap, and going into different, she's a sneaky one. Watch out for her. And she's one of those that, people don't want to, sweet little lady, people don't want to, but no, she's been up to stuff and manipulating things, and so that's all. They were just calling out what she had done. They weren't attacking her for like her appearance, like Dogman UK did to Nikki. And it's just crazy. Like, this guy is gonna get all mad about attacking a woman when they were really just calling her out for what she's been doing. And they weren't talking about her appearance or anything yet. But then he turns around and does exactly what he said. He's like a damn Democrat. I mean, I hate to get political. Sorry, some of y'all Democrats, and not all Democrats are like this. A lot of Democrats are actually pretty sensible people. But I'm talking about like the Democrat Party leadership and the Democrat controlled propaganda that calls itself media. They all time accuse Republicans or conservatives of doing things that the Democrats are actually doing, and it's been proven over and over again. Like they accused Trump of collusion with Russia and all that stuff. Well, Trump's been exonerated for that. He didn't do it. He did not do it. But come to find out, the Biden family did collude with these other countries. You know what I mean? They, talk about, Trump and his classified documents, but legally he was legally had a right to possess them as a president. And it turns out that Biden had classified documents from when he was vice president, and legally he wasn't supposed to have them. So he was the one that actually violated that law. And it just goes on. Like I saw them the other day. Trump misspoke and said one person's name instead of the other. Everyone's misspoke, here and there. I think I demonstrate that all the time on here. And even though they're misspoken and, say one person, because they got two different people on their mind or whatever, and it doesn't mean they're senile, doesn't mean they're cognitively, gone. So Trump, he said, I think he said, got his. See, I'm forgetting the name now. The lady he's running against, who I don't know why she's bothering. She lost the moment she threw her hat in the ring. Anyway, and called her Pelosi. Anyway, they're trying to say, oh, Trump's, he's cognitive decline or something. I mean, I saw that. The lefties are trying to say that, oh, Trump, look, he's in cognitive decline. But they're pointing to him saying that, but in reality, it's Biden who's in serious cognitive decline. And I don't want to ridicule him for cognitive decline. However, he's such an evil piece of shit that it's hard to feel sorry for him, right? He's betrayed this country. I saw what's her nuts. I forget that lady's name. The one who got caught on a hot mic the other day, saying criticizing because Biden starting more wars. I forget the lady's name. Anyway, but she was the same one that she was saying something about Trump. Well, Trump didn't even finish that wall. Well, lady, do you know how long that border is and how much it costs and how long it's going? It isn't like you can wave a magic wand and get a project that big done in one term as president, especially when the Democrats are fighting you every step of the way, trying to keep you from the funding back. And, it's just ridiculous. They say all this bullshit. And when you turn around, look, they're the ones that they're doing everything they claim that conservatives or Republicans or Donald Trump is doing. So I'm sorry to get so political, but I swear Dogman UK is a Democrat. Because he's pointing at other people saying they're doing stuff, and he's done this stuff, only way worse. And it's just ridiculous. Deborah says, and then he streamed and said, "I don't go to anyone's channel causing problems. Walls causing problems." Yeah, everyone could see, last week on here, that alone was a demonstration that he was definitely here causing problems. So. I mean, when I have to block him, because I usually just let people talk, and they'll sort it out. Donald will, jump on you like a bulldog in the chat. If he, free. It's just like Joe Rogan said. The proper response to bad speech is good speech, not silencing people, not censoring people. You let people hash it out. Uncle Bone says, "Lockbeard, I'm late. I was watching a movie." That's all right, man. We saw you were first in chat, though. No, he don't do that, Deb. What movie? Oh, you watching The Beekeeper? Oh, the chat jumped on me here. And it ain't jumping on y'all because y'all are looking at YouTube right here. I'm looking at it on StreamYard. Deborah says you can use their Wi-Fi to upload your episodes. We had to do that when a stalker made us homeless. What the hell? A stalker made you homeless? That's crazy. Well, my old episodes are all already uploaded, though. It's just that they're set to go public one per day until they're all uploaded. Let me see if I can see. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, this is the. Here, I'll show this tab. So that's where it's kind of small, but anyway, that's all the episodes are the old episodes, 1 through 108, except for 100. 100 got lost because of YouTube's bullshit. But anyway, they're all already uploaded, but they're scheduled to each day. You can see February 22nd, the last one. So February 22nd will be the last one that the uploads of the old episodes, and so yeah. Batmom says, "What kind of battery do you have?" I don't know what brand it is. I can't, but it's I don't know. We talked about it before on the channel. 65 watts. I don't know. It's on. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just like it's a kind of a. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it helps you to see it, but this is what it is. And because I can't hardly see anything right now, the markings. Is there anything visible? Anyway, it extends my battery life, but not enough. I need more power. More power. Biden does not need more power. He needs to just enforce the existing immigration laws. They're already there. Just enforce them. He don't need no more power. He's trying to send money to Ukraine and Israel is what he's trying to do. He's trying to send, and like that bill, don't, hopefully they don't, nobody falls for that shit. It's a scam. Chessboard's here saying hello to everybody. Welcome, Chessboard. Harvey says, yeah, it made that old man have a stroke. Shame, Raptor. Raptor gave somebody a stroke? I must have missed something. Mr. Lease, you can't stand Jason Statham? Why not? What's wrong with him? You don't like Tom Cruise? You don't like Jason Statham? Harvey says, who was Cliff Clavin, aka Jeff, more angry with, Pat or Raptor Priceless? I'm not. I must be missing something there too. Oh, you didn't like the movie? It was kind of stupid. That mom says, Lockbeard, you can transfer under temporary. Talking about a mail. Well, I mean, I've dealt with that situation before because I was in Grove for many years, and I had to fill out a form where they forward everything to the new box. It's just that I'm not 100% certain I'm going to be in near this particular post office. I'm not 100% sure yet. There's a lot of things up in the air. Like I got apps, in Florida. I might end up in Florida if things go right, But but there's one particular job here that's a lot of damn money that I might be slightly underqualified for, but it may be a situation where people don't want to live here, and that's why they don't want it. I don't know. But it's, I mean, I may be just under evaluating my qualification for this particular job. I don't want to say what it is because people would track down exactly where I'm at by that. But but it is something that I have done some of that before and did very well at it. Not surprised. JT's here. Welcome. What's up? Welcome to the chat. JT says Lockheed attacked many women. Now me and Deb included. Yeah. It's just hilarious that he was. Oh, they attacked a woman. Well, he was just really stressing. They attacked a woman. If y'all I mean, there's only so much I could watch of his crap because one, I don't want to give him a view, but two, it's just an endless string of insults, and that's it. There's nothing intellectual about what comes out of his mouth at any point. But yeah, he kept on just harping on that. Oh, they attacked a woman. He just, what are you, about half woke? I mean, he's acting like Brent walked up and like smacked her or something. No, they weren't even, they were just calling her out for shit that she was doing. So yeah. Well, I think we got this guy. We got his number. We got him figured out. He's a bad dude. He's a bad dude, and if he wants, he really should just slink under whatever rock he came out from under, because at some point people might find out shit about him that he don't want people to know. You know what I mean? Because he's putting a target on himself, where people want to figure out who the hell is this guy, and what the fuck's his deal. And you may not want that kind of microscope on you, Dogman UK. You might not want that kind of microscope on you. So you might want to just chill out, be nice. It's easier to be nice, I think, isn't it? I mean, you're working really hard at being a complete prick. Raptor says, at Harvey, I was talking to Jeff, and I actually surprised that I could talk on his show last night. He's had me blocked forever. Talking about Jeff Harding. There's a lot of inbreeding in Scotland. Probably something wrong with his mind. Perhaps. But that's funny though, because like I was just saying, he points at other people and says they're doing stuff but he's the one actually doing it. He kept calling us inbreeds. He kept calling us inbred. So maybe you're right. Maybe, again, he's pointing at us, calling us something that he actually is. You might be onto something there. Deborah says, I take it you haven't heard the spunk audio yet then, or the dog sex audio? What? Oh, is this stuff that he's made that Dogman UK has? I guess I haven't. Mr. Lee says, Uncle Bones, I've been watching Sean's Sasquatch quests as requested by you. Very interesting indeed. And there's a link. He blocked you, Mr. Lee? Chessport says, Locke, the son of a bitch had classified docs as a junior senator. Talking about Biden. Mr. Biden is in serious cognitive decline. Yeah. And that's not even the reason I don't need that reason not to want him in office. The reason I want him not in office is because he illegally took office. He that presidential selection process was totally fixed. But see, you remember back in 2016, Hillary Clinton and these leftists were claiming that Trump fixed the election, but what are they doing? They really are. Now, that being said, I will forever be pissed off at the Republican Party for taking away the delegates for Ron Paul back in 2012. The people wanted Ron Paul. A lot of people wanted Ron Paul, and the Republican Party, being just as corrupt as Democrats, they are corrupt. They took away. They chose the, I forget the process, but anyway, they basically stole the votes of Republican voters away from them, and didn't allow us to pick Ron Paul. And we should have picked Ron Paul. And I've said this before on my channel. The reason why Barack Obama won is because the Republican Party helped him win. If we had nominated Ron Paul, Barack Obama didn't stand a chance. And Ron Paul was the only Republican option that we had, I think. I can't think of anyone else that would have been able to beat Barack Obama but Ron Paul. And the Republican Party and a lot of Republicans, they like this guy and that guy and all that, I mean, we end up with McCain and in 2008 and what's his nuts in 2012. Two horrible selections. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Republicans. That a lot of them, they don't understand. You got to pick a winner. Don't pick your favorite guy. Pick a winner. Okay? This is just like sports. Yeah, some of these people, they loved Huckabee. Huckabee was a horrible choice. You are not going to ram Huckabee down America's throat. It's not going to happen. See, it doesn't matter who you pick to Republican voters. Republican voters will vote for the Republican no matter what, for the most part. The people you need to get is the middle. So you need to pick a Republican that's, maybe you don't agree with him totally on some of his stuff because he's a little to the middle, but he'll win the election. You either got that option or let the Democrat win. And most Republicans seem to let that happen every single time. They never seem to figure out how to win elections. They only win half the elections. And this is why. Because they never figure out. You got to nominate a winner. Don't nominate your favorite guy. Nominate the winner, the one who can win, who can get the middle, who can get the libertarians, who can get the Constitution Party people, who can get the Green Party people even to some extent. You got to try to get those people that are not Republicans to vote Republican. You got the Republican voters are going to vote for whoever you could put a steaming turd up there and call it the Republican candidate, and the Republican voters will vote for the steaming turd. Okay? It's the same for the Democrat Party. All you got to do is stamp Republican or Democrat on it, and you got a built-in voters in your own party. It's the third parties that you're trying to get. So Republicans and Democrats, would you freaking listen to me and stop being douchebags about your elections? Pick the person who can win the middle. Okay? It's not that complicated. It really isn't. And Ron Paul could have got all kinds of middle. The Libertarian Party would have abandoned. Let me tell you something. The Libertarian Party in 2008 and 2012 would have said, you know what? We don't need a candidate. Ron Paul is on the Republican ticket. You would have slam dunk. And Republicans just can't figure this shit out. I gotta criticize both parties because both parties are an abysmal disappointment. I'm telling you. Try and catch up in the chat here. Chessboard saying hello. Hope you're doing well. Angel says, I just ignore Dogman in chat because he's not worth my energy. Raptor says, question the Dogman guy. I can't find his channel. Did he delete it all? I think hadn't he gotten deleted a couple times by this point? I'm not sure. Deborah says, Angel, most folk are ignoring him. It's the best thing we can do. Yeah, ignore him or make fun of him, but his opinion is insignificant. Do not let him get under your skin. Angel says, Raptor, I don't waste my time on him. I mean, if he continues to just be straight up troll, maybe I should delete his primary account as well. I don't know. But I blocked all his extras because he was just obviously completely just being a troll that night for sure. I mean, no one could have watched that and come up to any other conclusion. He was here just to troll and completely disrupt the chat and verbally abuse people. So, you know, there comes a point where your freedom of speech, you know, kind of runs out because he's hindering other people's ability to have their free speech in the chat. He's flooding the chat with bullshit. So, Ocean says, curious to hear about the Ouachita Mountains this time of year. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about them. They're covered in trees. You know, there's pines and there. I mean, there's both pines and deciduous trees. The deciduous trees are all without leaves right now because it's still wintertime technically, even though the last few days have been really nice. And thank goodness it really made things a lot easier on me for the first few days here. Just trying to get things set up and figure things out. Luckily, I haven't had any police bothering me about anything or I mean I had a brief interaction with a cop, but it was not about me. It was about there was a missing person and he's wondering if I had seen the person that was missing. Raptor says that Angel, yeah, I understand. I just didn't know if he deleted his whole channel. Doesn't come up on YouTube. Yeah, I think he's had 2 channels go down. Same Beauty says, I'm sure it's beautiful. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Not near as flat as a lot of Oklahoma is. But I mean, people need to I mean, I don't know how people see what people think Oklahoma looks like, but there's some areas that are, well, I mean, we got mountains. I mean, they're not Rockies size mountains, but they're mountains, for Oklahomans anyway. Angel says, Raptor, last I heard he had deleted most of his stuff outside of a few shorts. Bigfoot and Moore says, we need our tax dollars here. Yeah, it's hard to convince people because, like with Israel, a bunch of people that's a sticking point for a bunch of people is Israel. And I've been trying to convince people, so look, you have been conditioned to support Israel unconditionally based on religious grounds. And you got to recognize that the government uses your religion against you to manipulate you. You do not. This is a very unpopular opinion, but the fact is, in 1967, Israel opened fire on the USS Liberty and killed dozens of our men. They shot at the lifeboats too, which is a big no-no. You don't shoot at lifeboats, period. And they did. And as far as I'm concerned, that betrayal by Israel should have just been, there was justification to, bomb the whole place into freaking oblivion and definitely no longer be an ally of ours because they're clearly not an ally. They're attacking us. They killed our people. And, they paid us a little bit of a restitution. And claimed it was an accident. No, it was not an accident. They knew damn well whose ship that was. And they purposely killed our people. So Israel can kiss my goddamn ass. You know what I mean? But so it's a sticking point for religious reasons for a lot of people. We got to help Israel. No, you can believe Israel is the chosen people all you want. That does not mean that you get to send U.S. tax dollars there. Okay, you can send your money there. This is what people don't understand. We have freedom of religion here. Not everyone here is Christian. Okay, I personally pretty much identify as an atheist. I don't have the slightest bit of a problem living in a country with Christians and all kinds of religions, as long as everyone does not infringe upon my rights. Now, when you send tax dollars for religious reasons to Israel, you have violated my rights and the rights of every person of every religious group that doesn't agree with you about the religious significance of Israel to you. You cannot send U.S. tax dollars to Israel based on religious reasons. You just can't do it. It's against the Constitution. It violates our rights. They shouldn't have stole the tax dollars in the first place, but then I'm sorry, you just can't do it. If people who believe that they should support Israel, if they believe that, they should reach into their own pockets and send the money. Okay, they cannot support. If they are true Americans and they believe in the Constitution, then they have to recognize that they cannot support the government sending U.S. tax dollars to Israel. They just can't do it. But especially now, where we got serious problems here, we need every dollar here. And Israel just needs us. Look, and a lot of people will not accept that Israel's committed a bunch of atrocities themselves, right? They've been committing atrocities for a long time. Okay, very serious, disgusting, evil shit Israel has done, and it gets swept under the rug by certain people because they don't want you to know. They want you to think Israel's innocent in all this. Well, they're not. They absolutely are not. So, very unpopular thing to say all that, but it has to be said. That one says it was Pat, not Raptor, who upset Jay. Raptor says, Angel, okay, thank you. I was wondering, I knew I couldn't find it. It wasn't for sure. One channel deleted under the name Exposing the YouTube Communities. Yeah, that was another one he had. Harvey says, Doggy Poop changed his channel name to Exposing the YouTube Community. He has 90 subs of blind people. Well, at some point he had 700 subs. So, when I started this new channel for a long time, I only had 90 subs. Now I got over 700 subs. And so growing, that's good. Maybe his subs came over here. I don't know. But most of them are a result of shorts. The shorts aren't really, for the most part, they're not paranormal oriented. They're just clips of South Park and Family Guy and Rick and Morty and stuff like that. But they're bringing in the subs. Last week we had just passed 600 subs, and now tonight we just passed 700 subs. So, keep it going, keep growing. It looks like I'm definitely going to hit the 1,000 subs long before I hit the 4,000 viewers, though. So I need to get the views up to get monetized. But yeah, he's probably not going to get his 700 subs back after all the stuff that he's done. I'm surely most of the people are seeing through his bullshit now. So only have seen pics, heard something described it. Someone describing it as Jurassic Park like. Maybe it seems like that to some people. I don't know. Talk about the Ouachita Mountains. Batman says, Harvey Dent, who's that on your videos? That chick, you should know a Batman villain when you see one. Sasquatch could easily hide in the mountains. Yeah, definitely. Raptor says, Batman, are you sure? Because Jay blasted my name out on Jeff's channel too. Ocean Pond says mountains are cool for a flatlander like me, Mr. Lee. Videos are clues to your secret identity. Mr. Lee thinks you're Donald. Jay says only receipts he has are from Walmart. You talking about Dogman UK? Welcome to the chat, Jay. Family tree is a Bosnia bonsai. Oh, you're talking about the talking about him being inbred. Not Fuller. Werewolves in Scotland. Mr. Lee says Jeff has blocked me, R2D2, Chewbacca, and Tom Cruise too. Oh, you talking about Jeff Harding? There's R2D2 beeping and beeping. What's up, R2D2? No, not RuPaul, Mr. Lee. Ron Paul. Ron Paul. Harvey Dent says, I'm currently in South Dakota, but I'm from Minnesota. Local Bone says, AKA Harvey Dent sounds like Jeff, but I don't think he would be around. Could be wrong. Called Texas. Could happen. What? Mr. Lee says, Local Bones, you see Sean made a cast of his hand. That thing was cool. I'm going to make one of my foot. I think I'm pretty far behind in chat. I'm going to try and catch up. Harvey Dent says, dog poop. Put up 40 pictures of dark spots and shadows, saying there was a dog man in a pile of sticks he called a Bigfoot nest. I died laughing. What a loser. People told him it was crap. He took them down. Deborah says, Harvey, did you see the dogman claws short? It looks like laundry pegs on a washing line made blurry. Huh. Put dogman pups smaller than blackberry buds. And as I am writing this, I realize I will see this comment again tomorrow in his community post. Maybe so. Joe Parker says, Lee, you nothing but trouble. Is Lee trouble? Mr. Lee says, the oldest religion is Hinduism. I found out today. Well, the oldest recognized to be known religion. We'll say that. Or major religion, because pagan stuff predates that stuff, and who knows how far that goes back, right? A lot of people don't like to count pagans. JJ says they are again, Harvey. Joe says they're up again, Harvey. Joe Parker, yes, sir. You trouble? Chessboard says, Locke, what do you think of the reward for Tucker by Ukraine using U.S. money? Oh, man, that's... the man do journalism, and everybody loses their shit. And everyone that's losing shit, like, they're propaganda, right? They're all about propaganda. They're not journalists, and everybody freaking knows it. They don't want anyone doing real journalism because they don't want us to know the truth of things. Tucker, I mean, I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he asked a lot of questions he did. I didn't like the way he asked certain things. I think he was inappropriately laughing at some points, and the way he worded things wasn't respectful in some cases. But overall, it was a good thing. So I'll take it. I'll take it. But Ukraine, kiss my ass, Ukraine. Seriously. At this point, if Donald Trump were to say, hey, not only are we taking all our weapons back, we're taking all our money back, but we're going to roll in our military and subdue Ukraine and tell them now there's no more fighting, stop it. And Russia's going to come take what they want, and you're just going to lay on your back like a scared puppy and take whatever you have coming to you, and then hope they leave enough of your country so that you can build something back. And this time maybe you do it without all the corruption, because Ukraine is corrupt as shit, and without all the Nazism. I mean shit, they uh, we should be kicking their ass, probably, if anything. But here we're giving them billions of dollars to Nazis, literal Nazis, pretty much. Joe Parker says you watch them leave Pat and Petey is lurking. Well, Pat and Petey's lurking. Well, awesome. We like Pat and Petey to be around. They're okay. Harvey Dent says, look again, Deb, only 5 shorts. One is a pile of sticks, supposedly to be Bigfoot nest, like Bigfoot's a bird. Yeah, the whole Bigfoot nest thing. So I mean, the reality is like things like, like gorillas and stuff, they build a nest. They do build a nest, but we watch them do it. That's how we know they do it. That now, do humans do such a thing? Yeah, you could say that we construct huts and stuff like that, and so maybe Bigfoot does something, but we have zero proof that they do anything. We don't, until they can prove that a Bigfoot did that, then they're really jumping the gun to say Bigfoot done that. So, and of course, once for the ones that seem like they might be legit, maybe. Well, then a bunch of other people run with that, and they're out there taking pictures of whatever kind of bullshit and calling it a nest, and it takes on a life of its own, just like anything that people claim. The hollow hairs thing got out of control, and people ran with it because someone suggested that this allows them to cloak. No, it doesn't. Polar bears have hollow hairs, and it doesn't allow them to cloak. They do not. They don't take on the same color as their background either. It just seems like that to people because if they're out in the snow and the ice and the polar bear is white, you put a polar bear in a zoo and see what color it is. I've demonstrated that. I've shown the pictures here. The damn thing still looks white because why? It's reflect all spectrums of light are coming off of it. They're acting like, because you go look around. I mean, this parking lot, different spectrums of light are reflected off different things. Some cars are red, some cars are blue, some cars are black, some cars are white. So what does that tell you? All those colors are out here, right? All those colors are out here. Those colors of light are out here. So they bounce off of things to give you the color of those things. So anyway, we don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but the hollow hair thing is bullshit. It's bullshit. So JRL, I'm not sure who JRL. You talking about Joe Rogan? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Joe. I'm not sure what you're talking about. His nest. Deborah says they were up yesterday, but he takes them down daily. He was making them for a manic 24/7. Then he takes them down. It's madness. Oh, the border. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been watching him a lot. He's it's good to have someone there. I wish I could be there. If I could afford to be there, I would. But that's why we need the YouTube channel to grow and start to really support itself, so that if I'm doing stuff for the YouTube channel, then it makes sense that I'm spending the time, I'm spending the gas and all that stuff to make it happen. But there's guys like him are out there. There's others out there. I forget the names of everybody, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. Is it Jonathan Richards? I can't remember what his initials stand for, but yeah. Fish says there's a channel called Cryptid Sasquatch. Brian C, welcome. Says Dogman makes more comebacks than Rocky. He's maybe, I don't know. We'll see how many he makes. I bet he's got more cum on his back than Rocky. But he does that. Little girl is a villain, says Batmom. Fish says, I thought Brent mentioned UK Dogman was being nice again, and on his channel he started over and said enough BS, and I don't know, turned over a new leaf. Yeah, he's playing games. Dogman UK is playing games. He's being a troll. Jeff Harding, yeah. Bigfoot and More says, I like the South Park clips. Good deal. I'm glad. Trying to build up this channel, but it's a lot easier to grab clips from South Park and stuff than most anything. Funny is, some people criticize you for doing that. Well, everybody does it. There's a shorts policy, allows you to do it, and so I don't get it. I don't know why people complain about that. Some people do, though. Deborah says, bullets, what? He does the daily. New channel, new start, no drama. 1 hour later, I'm sorry to do this, but here's more drama. He's addicted to it. Yeah, he's just full of shit. He's going to keep doing it. Harvey Dent says, I listen to the Dogman rants, play the drinking game, take a shot of Jack every time the idiot says, oh yeah, and I see how many times I can report him in one stream. Yeah, he says, oh yeah, and says right. He says right a lot. Right every 3 words. I mean, I understand that people over there, they say it'n it a lot. In the UK, they say it'n it, and they say right a lot. But he says right very excessively. Every 3 words. Sometimes it's every 3 words fuck, but other times every 3 words is right. Jay Fritz says, Jeff's a good guy. He had to pull me off Pat's BS last night. I was about to explode. So I guess I missed. Did Pat have a live stream last night that I missed? I swear, YouTube's got to do something better about notifying people of when stuff comes on. I know there's some issues people have with Pat, but I still like watching Pat. Deborah says, Harvey, snort, fart, swear, burp, chink, 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 click, chink, click, chink, chink, click, click, wash and repeat. Apparently we missed something, Mr. Lee. Chessport says, Lockbeard, Texas is talking about secession. If that happened, it would be its own country. Yeah, and Texas is, and this is something I've tried to drill into people's heads, that Texas is more than big enough to be its own country. Technically, Oklahoma is its own country. Kansas is its own country. New York, California, Washington, Florida, Indiana, all the states are technically they're nation states, right? People have gotten conditioned in America to thinking of a state as a part of a nation, and thinking of the USA as their nation, instead of realizing that these states are nations and we're part of a union. Remember, it was called the Union in the beginning, but they tried to get away from that a little bit. But we still have the State of the Union address, because this is a union of nations. The union, called the United States, is roughly the same size as the union called the EU. And you see what the EU is doing. They try to get everybody on the euro, everybody on the same currency, and basically doing the same thing that we have done here, creating this big union. And unfortunately, unions tend to get too big for the britches and start trying to take power that belonged to them. And our union did that, and resulting in the Civil War. They should have never, ever, ever waged war on the member states that chose to leave. Because that's what happened. The member nation states chose to leave the Union and created a new union called the Confederate States of America. And they had every bit of right as sovereign nations to do that. But the United States government has gotten too big for its britches. It's been corrupted all to shit since 1860 or earlier. Probably much earlier, because corrupt people tend to seek powerful positions. And so as soon as the nation was formed, there were probably corrupt men trying to get into positions of power. 1776, there were probably corrupt men trying to get in positions of power, and probably some of the men in that room were corrupt. But yeah, Texas should try to do it peacefully. But you think the United States government's going to let them do it? But if they are able to do it peacefully, they need to take Oklahoma with us, and we'll form, like, Texas should break into about 5 states, 5 nations, because it's too big to properly represent the people anyway, the way it is. Break Texas into 5 nations, take Oklahoma with us, maybe try to grab New Mexico. I know New Mexico's a little, off its rocker politically, but it would make kind of a little bit of sense to bring them still, I think, and form a new union with 5 states, 5 nations cut from Texas, 2 nations cut from New Mexico, and probably 2 nations cut from Oklahoma, and have a new union. But I don't think it would be allowed to happen. I think the United States government would kill as many people as they needed to keep Texas. Jojo says, "Snoz guzzling dickhead." Okay. Jen's here. Welcome to the chat. Joe Parker says, "Well, if Lee is trouble, then Jen is big trouble." Big trouble. Yeah. Jesper says, "Lock, I laughed my ass off when Putin told Tucker he knew he applied for CIA job but was turned down." Tucker's expression was priceless. Yeah, KGB knows. The KGB knows. This on Rumble too. Joe Parker says it's on Rumble too. It will be uploaded to Rumble. I'm not able to go live to both places just yet. Hopefully I'll be able to do that in the future. Rumble needs to fix that though. They need to. But of course the new Rumble thing might work. The new Rumble live streaming might be able to do it pretty seamlessly. Might replace StreamYard with that. Brian C says reports came in on the news from Dogman. Apparently, a Dogman pup was supposed to have been photographed under a blackberry bush. Turns out it was a child's hamster and that had escaped earlier that day. Oh my gosh. Mr. Lee says, Jen, I have a stalker lady that follows me around Aldi every time I go in there. She works on the self checkout bit, no lie. Mr. Squeaky, Mr. Sneaky. Stolen clothes, wear a bigger coat. Fancies me. Joe Parker says, Lockbeard got on Rumble because of you. You and Trump have the most of the stories. You and Trump have most of the stories. You got. Well, I'm glad you got on Rumble. Jay Fritz says there's more money producing drama than facts on YouTube. Sorry, but that's the truth. Yeah, that's indeed the case, Jay. Tom Cruise says, Lockbeard and your little Tom Cruise shorts, I will sue you. Oh, yeah, I need to put those back up. I think they got deleted on the old channel. I got one of them up, I think. I got one of them up on this channel. I got them saved, but I just haven't put them back up. I can do it. Jen says I need to rework them though. I need to change them a little bit, but I'll probably put them back up eventually. Don't know. Pat was on Jeff's show. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, that's why I wouldn't know because I'm not. I don't think I'm subbed to Jeff. I don't watch Jeff. Chessboard says, Jay, when Joe passed away, it broke my heart. I sent Jeff 2 emails. Jen and Nikki are the only ones to acknowledge me, told me volumes. Well, everybody else, I thought most everybody did say something, didn't they? I don't know. Pine Tree Jeff show. Batman says, I didn't see Pat drink on camera, but he seemed to get drunker. Jay says, Lucky, he said that no way LBL has Bigfoot. I said, I'm calling BS on that. The fight was on. Well, I think Pat has pretty much gotten to a place where he doesn't really believe Bigfoot exists at all. So, it goes well beyond LBL. And so, he's having a, little crisis of faith in the Bigfoot existence. So he's probably, it seems to be where he's been at for a while now, where he pretty much just doesn't think it's real. Even if he may not just say it blatantly like that, but I think he has though. Jay says, Chess, some of us deal with death in different ways. I being one doesn't deal with well myself. Yeah, I don't know how to deal with it at all. Just like there's a part of me that just this is logical, or it's not like we didn't know it was going to happen our whole lives. So um I tried messaging them to steer them towards a doctor that might be able to help him with an alternative treatment that might give him a chance. I'm not happy that I'm not because I've tried a few times in my life, to get people. Let's say, look, mainstream doctors will sit there and let you die. There's something else that you can do. They won't do it. There's a couple different things you can do for cancer. They won't do it. But some doctors will tell you what you need to know. And I've said it here quite a bit because I'm trying to save lives, right? People don't need to suffer and die from all this shit, You don't need to get heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and all these different things. You can get rid of most of them if you just eat what humans are designed to eat, which is 100% fatty meat. So you can you can deal with all this shit. But I was not listened to, and had to once again watch someone choose to just die without trying an alternative that they were informed about. And that's why we need to convince more people and get this as fast as possible to get people to understand that there is a way to deal with most of these issues. Batmount, yeah, she said he was on Jeff's show. Harvey says, you guys just missed Pine Island research last night where all the action was. Pat got drunk, Coles got mad, Jag had a stroke, and Jeff was ref. Oh, yeah, good times, and Doggy Poop was there too. He almost nailed it, did he? Jay, you did good last night, says Joe. Deborah says, oh my God, why did I not see this? Is there a playback of the shenanigans? I imagine Jeff Harding's Pine Island research. I'm sure somebody will post the link. Jesper says, Jay Fritz, nor do I, but he could acknowledge how I felt. No use for him now. Harvey, I guess I'm dog poop now. Whatever is right. Respect. That's some respect. Raptors Jurassic poop. Killer Hamster. Squashing Cowboys here. Welcome. Saying hello to everybody. All the knuckleheads. Raptor says, Harvey, that isn't right. You're making me a bigger pile of poop. Guess you'll have to watch it. Talking about the battle of Jeff and Pat and Coles. Joe Pass rides again. Jen says, chessboard, Jeff and I talked when Joe passed. He was really torn up. Try not to judge it too harshly. Pat from Squatch Talk, yeah. Just old and dried up like a fossil. Jessport says, Jen, it tore me up also. As you know, it hurt me that he didn't even say hello. End of story. Mr. Lee says, Mr. Pat has a little drinky problem. I see the signs. Hope his liver is strong is all I can say. Yeah. And how's your liver, Mr. Lee? Maybe an understatement. Deborah's going to bed. See you later, Deborah. Thanks for hanging out. Saw your live earlier today. Raptor says, Deborah, good night. Hope you have a good week. Yep. JoJo's off to bed too. Thanks for the giggles. Thanks for hanging out, JoJo. You know, it's late for all you UK people. It's real late for all you UK people. I think, was it 1:25 in the morning, something like that? Yep. Jay says, I'm feeling really good. Last couple of weeks, ankle finally healed. Had a sinus infection for almost 3 months. Got that taken care of. Life is good. Awesome. I'm telling you, man, get your fatty meats up. And if you like, just, you know, try just maybe try out like a short period of time, like a week, of just eating nothing but fatty red meat. You know, burger patties, no bun, no plant, nothing from a plant. So you could have like a burger patty, and you could put maybe some cheese on it, and then or steaks, and eggs and bacon, and see how you feel. You know, hate to tell someone to like switch it up so quickly, because you might start flushing like all the inflammation and all the excess bacterial growth that's not supposed to be in your gut. So you might get the super shits. Usually, you really, if you're going to do it, you need to, it's ideal to take it easy, switch over slowly. So track what you're eating, and get rid of breads, get rid of all the sugar, get rid of all the pasta, start getting rid of all the vegetables until you get down to nothing but meat. Eggs and bacon and steak and burger, burger patties, no buns. And you will be absolutely amazed how much better you feel if you can stick to that. Cowboy says never miss Jeff, literally. Mr. 3, my favorite red coat knucklehead, says Jay. Batmom says, I told Jeff I was sorry minutes after he found out. Then I found out he blocked me on Facebook. What the hell? Raptor says, Pat didn't look like he was that drunk on the show, not like others. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, my liver is fighting. I'm telling you, man, go over to one of those carnivore doctors. Every Monday night, Dr. Ken Berry has a live stream. So sometimes you can sneak in a question there. Like go sub to Dr. Ken Berry, and then, try to sneak, tell them, make a, put a question in there. Concerning your condition, and see if you can get him to give you some kind of response, directly about your condition. But basically, 100% fatty red meat diet will give you a serious chance at completely curing your condition. So it's something to think about. And put a link to his channel in the chat. So that make it easy for you to find it. It can help you. Sinus will make your life miserable. Yeah. Jay says, LOL, I'll try it. I'm already a turd, so I have no problem there. Yeah. I mean, Jay, the things that have been cured by doing this have been nothing short of miraculous. Just like ridiculous stuff like not being able to sunburn anymore. It appears that the reason why people get sunburned is because they have a sensitivity to sunlight caused by the toxins in plants that they've been eating their whole lives. So if you go carnivore long enough, you will find that it's extremely hard for you to get sunburned anymore. And if you think about that, it makes sense because humans run around butt ass naked in the sunlight for their entire history existence until some dumbass invented clothes, and that they probably only really started wearing clothes after they started getting sunburnt after some other dumbass invented agriculture and everybody started eating a bunch of plants only 13,000 years ago. Very short period of time we've been eating all these plants. Before then we were eating, woolly mammoths and mastodons and giant ground sloths and 100 different other big megafauna. you know there were the bison existed back then too, but they were just bigger. They were a little bigger. They kind of had to shrink a little bit. They've been bred to be a little smaller now because of the conditions that caused the the extinction of all the other megafauna. A lot of times, an animal survives by becoming a little smaller instead of dying out. So bison, it appears that's what happened to them. But there were all kinds of animals we're eating. There was, those giant rhinos. There were, here in America, there were camels. There were horses. There was all these things that are missing now. And we didn't just have, all we have now is mountain lions as far as big cats go. But back then we had a big American lion, which was bigger than a saber-toothed cat. There were saber-toothed cats. There was a American lion, an American cheetah. Like we had all these big cats here. That's why I don't entirely think it's a horrible thing when people release these big cats here that come from other continents, because we basically had the same animals here before the extinction. And guess what? Humans were eating those cats. They have this stable isotope data. If you look that up, if you want to get sciencey and read it, basically humans were so carnivorous we were eating all the other carnivores too, is what it amounts to. We didn't just eat prey animals, we ate other carnivores too, and we ate each other sometimes. Like we were some meat eating motherfuckers. And there were no salads, there were no baked potatoes. So it's what we're designed to eat. And if you eat what you're designed to eat, you're going to have the optimal health. So I'm just trying to help everybody get feeling better. And Uncle Bones posted a link to Pine Island's Friday night show. Awesome. Batmom says steak and bacon are for the rich people. Yeah, I know. Expensive. It's hard when you don't have any money. They don't want us getting that stuff either. That's for sure. The government wants you to be sick. See if you send it. Jay says, "What's the difference in carnivore and keto?" Well, keto, they still eat plants. They're just eating low to no carbs. It's hard to get no carbs when you're still eating plants, though, but very low carb. The problem is a keto will fix a lot of stuff, but it's still got plant toxins in it. Hundreds of different types of toxins that are in the plant. So your body's constantly trying to heal from these toxins. It's not enough to kill you, but it's enough to cause problems. So like your entire gut's inflamed. Well, every tissue in your body has some level of inflammation as a result. Once you stop eating plants entirely, your body can actually heal from that stuff. So there's that's a lot of fluid retained in your body, and your body's going to flush it out. So you're going to get the super shits probably. If you switch over too quickly, you'll get the super shits. Joe Rogan called it impressive. It's a little something for that mom. Yeah, there's a link to Kim Berry's channel. Squatch Cowboy says, "Where did you move, Lock?" Well, I can't really say exactly because for security reasons, right? Because we got yahoos on the internet that want to come hunt people down and cause problems. But I'll say that I'm probably a little closer to you, not a whole lot closer, but a little closer. I've headed a little more to the southeast, into southeast Oklahoma. I'm pretty much within the Ouachitas now, whereas I wasn't before. I was a couple hours away from the Ouachitas before, but now I'm in the Ouachitas and in southeast Oklahoma. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, they gave me a radioactive injection on Wednesday and put me through the machine this time around. Holy shit, dude. Why are they putting poison? That stuff ain't good for you. That stuff ain't good for you. All you need to do is, I mean, I got to be careful how much I say. I could say what I would do if I was you is probably just, I mean, because you're lean, you're pretty lean, right? I mean, do you have any body fat on you? If you have some body fat on you, fasting, you know, to start with, and then when you finally get really, really hungry, eat nothing but fatty meat, you know, ribeyes or whatever you can get, fatty hamburger meat, egg yolks. Like if you're sick, you know, I would say save the space in your stomach for the yolks of the eggs. So instead of eating 6 eggs, if that's what fills you up with 6 eggs, instead of eating 6 eggs, eat 12 egg yolks and throw the whites to the dog. I'm sure the dog will love it. You know, because you need that proper nutrition, you know, to help your body heal. Um, if it, when you do eat, and you need stuff that don't have any toxins in it, and all the plants have toxins in them. So, you know, it's hindering your body's ability to heal when you eat all those toxins. Fist says Alberta steaks and West Coast fatty sockeye salmon or steelhead, my fave together. Mr. Lee says I have zero appetite anyways these days, but I do have a steak for Sunday dinner tomorrow. Awesome, man. That's the best thing you can do. Don't trim your fat. Eat your fat. Your fat will help you heal. The fat on that steak will help you heal. What about my chocolate milkshakes? Oh man, that stuff's poisonous, man. It's screwing you up. Screwing you up. I know it's gonna be hard because it's addictive. It's highly addictive. Carbs are highly addictive. It's a drug. Jen said I had a steak. Fish says I had my steak yesterday as I work Sundays. Yeah, I wish I could have a steak. I can't afford steaks right now, unfortunately. Jen says yesterday, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee says, I can't really eat veg no more. Comes straight out of me. Sorry for visions. Well, it does. Like most people don't turn around and look at what's in the stool, right? You know, and the doctors don't, you know, they're not being honest about stuff. I mean, the reality is all these things they say is you should eat, you know, most of it ends up, it just comes out completely undigested. You know, corn, everybody knows that. Nuts comes right out. I mean, the only thing you get out of it's a little bit of toxins, and you don't really get any nutrition out of it, and it does not digest worth a shit. See, they, you know, so, but these are things you can literally see. You know, corn, carrots, um, uh, don't digest. If you chew it up really well and you cook it and it's mushy, you might not notice it even if you look. But it comes out undigested for the most part because our system's not made to digest that stuff. We're not those kind of animals. Quinoa, you know, I've talked about that because quinoa, it's spelled quinoa, is the way it looks like it's spelled, but it's pronounced quinoa. Supposedly a super grain, but it's loaded with toxins and it doesn't digest. You eat a big old pile of that and you're going to spawn like a salmon. That's what's going to happen. It doesn't digest. It's full of saponins, which is basically soap. You know, you don't want to eat that stuff. Chessboard says Lock sounds like Lawton, Fort Sill. Laugh my ass off. Somewheres in southeast Oklahoma. Not gonna say where. Mr. Lee is having some serious problems with his liver. Jay says, "So Lee, you're a walking shithead." Mr. Lee says, "Lockbeard, as well as a lesion, I have a small tumor. They needed to know if it is cancerous. This machine is state of the art AI technology." Yeah. Again, like, you need to talk to the fasting people about how you deal with cancer. When you fast, your body begins to undergo autophagy. There's always some amount of autophagy going on, which is like it means like self-eating. There's always some autophagy going on, but when you fast, it ramps it up, and because your body's starting to say, okay, look, you're not eating right now, so we need to look around the body for anything we can use for resources. And what are you gonna use for resources? Well, you're gonna use old cells and defective cells, and cancer is defective cells. So if you got cancer and you stop eating, your body's gonna be like, well, let's see, what we got. Oh, we got this cancer over here. Let's eat that. So if I ever get diagnosed with cancer, I know what I'm going to do. I'm simply going to stop eating until the cancer's gone. The cancer cannot live if you do not feed it. And it sure as hell can't live if your body is trying to feed itself and it's like, hey, there's these cancer cells over here. These guys suck anyway. Let's eat them. And 9 times out of 10, well, actually probably more often than that, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. There's one other trick with the high dose vitamin C to really spike your chances of dealing with that shit. But you really, fasting, your body's just naturally going to do what it naturally does, but people don't do that anymore. They've been told to eat all the time and eat all this shit that causes cancers. If you look up like the whole thing with the broccoli, where they've discovered 130 different carcinogens naturally present in broccoli. Broccoli causes cancer in humans. So, chocolate confections get an honorary keto status as icon. Oh, shoot. Sorry, they're not keto. Typically, if you can make a sugar-free version, it would be keto. Icon's your new favorite person. Can see it now. Scroll back for it. Jay's doing great. Thanks for asking. I don't know what that link is, but just Mr. Lee says either way, they have to get rid of tumor now so they can do keyhole surgery now. My gastroenterologist said they microwave the tumor instead of chemo now. Oh, man. It's such dark ages shit. They're going to microwave. Oh, man. Look up Dr. Fung. Look up Dr. Fung. Fung. It's fun with a G on the end. He's an Asian doctor, specializes in fasting. You need the right doctors. Like these doctors, the first thing they should have told you to do is fasting. We're gonna do procedures and surgeries and all this crap. We're gonna Microwave your liver. Holy shit, dude. It's Dark Ages shit. Like I said, I was worried about last night. You didn't get PO'd. You might have been a goner. I'm talking to Jay. Jed says, I saw that one chest. Cute pup. Nice to see you, sir. Icon says, Mr. Lee, that's still radiation, bro, Cephas. Yeah. Yeah, microwaves are not good for you. No. And you really should never put your food in a microwave. You don't want to put anything in your body that has been in a microwave. You've had your fields scrambled. Jay is my hero. Shut the fuck up, Pat. Shut the fuck up, Pat. Mr. Lee says, I'm having a vitamin drip every 2 weeks. I feel fantastic ever. Are they giving you a vitamin C? Like one thing that can help your body have what it needs to beat the shit out of cancer is extremely high doses of vitamin C. Doses so high that you can't typically get it from eating. You just your body isn't designed to absorb that much vitamin C under normal circumstances. It just can't. But you can take. But there's vitamin C. There's no amount of vitamin C that's toxic to humans. You'd literally almost have to drown in it before you could consider it deadly to humans. Just like water, right? You would have to just like so. So you could pop a bunch of vitamin C and it would help some, but what you really need is either to take, if you're going to do oral vitamin C, take liposomal vitamin C, liposomal, or convince your doctors to give you extremely high doses of vitamin C intravenously. You can get it in your body that way as well. But the liposomal is actually better. It's actually better, even though you're not doing it intravenously. I guess you could do it intravenously, but you can take it orally because it'll just absorbs. The liposomes allow it to absorb into your cells really easy. So yeah, Jay says, I really got pissed. I keep telling the man I lived there all my life till 2008 when I moved to Florida. Not much I don't know about LBL. I'm trying to cure Mr. Lee. If he would just, he needs to get the right doctors, because these doctors might succeed. His doctors might succeed, but they're putting him through all this bullshit. He doesn't need this bullshit. He doesn't need all this bullshit. This poisonous bullshit that they're doing to him. Invasive shit. Ocean Pond says, Mr. Lee, try no sugar, salt, or carbs, and selenium, vitamin E, and zinc and supplements. Add abdominal fluid in the regimen. Got rid of it. Icon says, Jay, I was at an absolute loss as to why he kept on, especially with you having lived in the area. Mr. Lee says, Icon, yes, but with the chemo, it will take many sessions and sessions to achieve the same results as microwave. You got red in the face, did you? Yeah, Mr. Lee's been keto a long time. I'm trying to get him to go carnivore and to fast. Like, like seriously. And talk to a doctor. Talk to one of those doctors. Talk to, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Anthony Shafee, Dr. Sean Baker. Talk to Professor Bart K. You can get on his live streams, like sub to his channel. Get on his live stream and try to slip in a question. About, and tell him what you got going on, and he's got to be careful what he says, because YouTube will be, do their thing and try to, they'll try and censor him, but But I'm basically giving you the answer tonight, and before I've given it to you as well. But if I had the same thing you had, I would just immediately start fasting and just continue until it's gone. And if it's being if it's not if it's being if the cancer's being pretty resistant, because some cancers are pretty hard to knock. But if it is, then I'd add the vitamin C, add the high dose vitamin C, and the liposomal vitamin C. Icon says, Mr. Lee, that's interesting. I have to read up on it. Jay says, Bat Mom, I just saw you. How's my girl doing? Keeps ticker tuned up. Please do. Is there a particular name for the procedure? Yeah, called cancer boil. Microwave boil your cancer in place. This says, do they give you vitamin B12 shots, Mr. Lee? Jay says, LL, I got so pissed, turned the cam off. Thought I'd pull a muscle. I was moving around in the chair so much. Sonic is just a phone call away. The Sonic is going to kill you, man. Uncle Bun says, I missed it. Jay Fritz will watch after Lockbeards. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to check it out. Apparently some shit went down. No, there's 1 second. Jay says, Bonzi, go look it. It's over now, but when someone disrespects me, I'm letting them have it verbally or physically. Raptor says, Amazon Pine Island research last night, Uncle Bones. Or did you mean amazing there? I don't know if the live chat is still on or not. I went on there earlier today and I couldn't get on the live chat. Jen says, Uncle, it was something. I nodded off, woke up to Jay yelling. Jay was giving Pat some what for, was he? Daniel Weeks is here. Welcome. Says, hi all. Danny of Southern Sierra, the newest sub. Welcome. Welcome to the chat, Daniel. Uncle Bones, oh my goodness. Says Jen, oh my goodness. Icon says, Batmom doing good, thanks. Did I hear you moved again? Yeah, she had to move. Icon says, Uncle Bones, long time no see. Whoops, missed that one. Raptor says, I was basically talking to Jeff, but I did ask about Jay's encounter, how old he was, and he kind of blew up. I thought I remembered he said he was around 8 or 9, and then he said he was 18. Yeah, that's what I remember him saying. He was 18. he grown ass man hunting squirrels, and here comes Sasquatch chasing some hog. Recognize that name? Yep. Mr. Lee says, Icon reproducible and standardized liver tumor treatment. Yeah, it sounds like some Dark Ages freaking. Why don't they bust out the leeches? Stick some leeches on that tumor while they're at it. Holy shit, dude. They're microwaving tumors. Your body has mechanisms for destroying cancer cells. It already exists naturally. Your body has mechanisms for destroying cancer cells. The only reason it sometimes can't get rid of them and they become, metastasized and they start growing out of control is because your body is so poisoned with plants it disables its ability to fight cancer as well as it should. All you have to do, really to never get it, is never eat plants. But if you got cancer, like I said, if I had cancer, if I had exactly what you had, what I would do is just immediately stop eating. Immediately stop eating. And if you're really lean, you might have to you might not be able to like fast for 5 days or 2 weeks or whatever it takes. So you might have to maybe you can fast for a couple of days and then eat some fat, some steak fat. um you probably want to get some protein. Maybe just eat a good big fatty steak and just stuff yourself, and then try to fast for as many more days as you can. And I'm telling you, cancer can't deal with that shit. It only thrives because we make it where it can thrive because of what we put in our bodies. Uncle Icon says, Uncle Bones, did you see the link to the left at the start of the show? Raptor says, Jay Fritz, I apologize. I was just trying to remember the age that you came out with the story. 1966, he just turned 18. Bat Mom says, Icon, yeah, I'm coming to live with you. Mr. Lee says, Fists, I take those shots once a month as well as daily B12 pills. Yeah, you shouldn't need any vitamins though if you're eating what humans are designed to eat. Like if you think about, for millions of years, no, there wasn't a vitamin store. Humans just ate what they were naturally supposed to eat. So they had all the vitamins that they needed. Part of the problem with like keto is that some of the stuff in the plants is anti-nutrients that prevents you from absorbing all the nutrients that you need, that you're getting. You may be eating plenty in the meat on keto, but the plants are preventing you from absorbing it as much as what you're supposed to. So it's just so hard to convince people that this is true, but it is. Icon says, Uncle Bones, whatever you want to call this circus here that we are watching. Yes. Circus. This says, we have some nasty big hogs up here. Hybrids, dangerous, tough animals. Yeah. 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 If you're gonna go hog wrestling, those kind of hogs, like you don't want to take your 4-year-old, but your 5-year-old's probably big enough to handle one of these hogs, right? 5-year-old kid, they can probably handle it. 4-year-old's a little too small, kind of dangerous. Uncle Bun says, Icon, no link. I cannot scroll back that far. Dairy, we eat a lot of it here. Jay says, I take 7,000 M of B12 every day and D3. Been feeling great. I take old medicine called Geritol. Raptor says, Jay, I like you. I wasn't trying to cause problems with you. I couldn't remember the age. Why are you harping on that? Nobody had a problem. This says, yeah, I was curious, Mr. Lee, with all my father passed of mesothelioma in 2019, but I remember he would get a little boost off the B12 shots. Lawn tractor dragster. Mr. Lee says, well, I'm hoping it's no cancer. Guess I'll find out next week anyways. Yeah. Fat Fist says, all my best, Mr. Lee, with your recovery. I wish you all the best, brother. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, I have malnutrition and my liver don't absorb vitamins properly. Yeah. I mean, and that's going to be a problem, right? Because so that's why it's even way more important to get rid of the plants. Because if you can't fast because you're suffering from that malnutrition that badly, but you're still eating plants that contribute to the malnutrition that keep you from absorbing the nutrients that you need, then it's just so much more important to eat a 100% fatty meat diet to try and correct the problem. Um, your liver may not be absorbing vitamins properly now, but there is a chance that heals if you stop eating the toxins. People have healed shit that we've all been told can't be healed. Shit's been reversed. That, like, there's been women who reversed their menopause and got pregnant by eating carnivore. I mean, they had to get laid to get pregnant, but they had already gone through menopause, and eating on a carnivore diet reversed. I shit you not. Eating a natural human diet, carnivore diet, reverses menopause in some women and allows them to get pregnant. Like, this shit has happened. These old women are like, what the fuck? That is how goddamn powerful this is. And so if your doctor's telling you, well, your liver's never going to be the same and blah, 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 your doctor don't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? Because he's not even telling you, hey, you should eat what humans are naturally supposed to eat. And that might allow your body to heal, because your body is designed to try and heal, but it's not allowed to heal if it's constantly being bombarded by toxins. So give it some serious consideration. If you need to talk to Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Shafee, Professor Bart K, do it. Do it. I mean, your doctors are going to fuck around, and maybe they help you fix this problem, but they're not telling you the very basic thing that you should do to let your body heal on its own. It could possibly heal this completely on its own, and your doctors are not even telling you that. They want to poke holes in you and microwave shit. Jay says, Mr. Lee, question: how long you been battling this liver problem or known about it? Fist says, after one chemo, my dad said fuck it, and he couldn't taste right after the chemo. He would eat a lemon or lime just to taste something. The chemo fucked him up, he says, but who knows? Bone says, holy shit, mow the grass with that thing, Icon. You'll win the fight, Mr. Lee. Yeah, you'll win. Icon says, figured this might get a kick out of that. You might get a kick out of that. Mr. Lee says, Jay, I found out I had cirrhosis almost 5 years ago, and I felt good up until last September. That mom loves dairy. Yeah, I love dairy. You can still eat cheese on carnivore. I do it, because it's still animal fats and proteins. It comes from cow milk. It's animal fats and proteins. Jay says, liver cancers don't live long. Not trying to be morbid. Had relatives died 4 months after find out. Yeah. Mr. Lee keeps trucking. Icon says we are surrounded by 5 cheese factories within a 20-mile radius. Batmom, holy shit! Get them curds. Mr. Lee says, Jay, I hear you, but the technology they have to deal with liver problems are very advanced now. I don't call that advanced. I call that money making bullshit that they got going on. If they don't tell people the first sign of any kind of health problem, that the very first thing they should tell them is to eat a natural human diet, what humans are designed to eat, nothing but fatty meat. If they don't tell you that, then you immediately know these guys are goddamn hacks. They're hacks. I mean, at least they admit it by saying, hey, we're practicing medicine. They are practicing on you. You know, how can we make people live as long as possible but still be sick all the time? Because that makes money. You know, you want people. If people live to 150, you're better off as long as they're sick the whole time. They're making too much money off this shit. When the simple answer to almost all this shit is just to eat 100% fatty meat diet, and if you do get something like a cancer or even certain diseases and stuff, fasting will knock it out. But they don't tell you that because it's free. See, you don't have to pay for a treatment or a surgery or any, some kind of procedure. No meat for you. Great grandparents lived to be 100. They washed everything they got from the store and told me pesticides cause all the problems and they don't drink and smoke. Jay says, I'm getting fat. I'm getting fat as a little pig and loving it. Too old to worry about it. Mr. Lee says, I'm still on the transplant list. This is something I may not be able to avoid. Well, I mean, give what I said serious consideration. You may be able to avoid it just fine. No transplant necessary. Icon says the big thing around here lately is cheese fudge. Mr. Lee says, I can't imagine how much all my treatments would have cost in America. Holy shit, big bucks. Everything in England is free unless you go private. Cheese fudge sounds good. So I really got to conserve power. So probably no 3 hours tonight. We didn't get a whole lot of cryptid talk done. We got some health and some politics and everything else. But yeah. Fist says, yeah, free here also, Mr. Lee. Yeah, you would think in a place where they give you free medical care, they would go ahead and just tell you, how to actually heal stuff. But probably what it is the government still pays them, right? So they don't care whether it's you or the government or the insurance company that pays them as long as they get paid. So keeping people sick and needing their bullshit is profitable. And it's what they're going to keep doing. Cheese fudge is amazing. Jay says, doctor asked me once what I did for a living. He told him I was a railroad engineer. He said that's an old profession. I told him not as old as your job, and I'm qualified and licensed. You're still practicing. Exactly. Canada. Yep, Canada. Mr. Lee. Consult with Mr. Lee. Consult with Dr. Ken Berry or Dr. Anthony. Well, probably Dr. Ken Berry is probably the best one, I think, for you, I think. Or he can refer you to someone better. But You need doctors that are willing to actually fix things instead of practicing on you, microwaving shit, cutting holes in you, procedures and tests. And no. You know you got a problem. Now it's just time to fix it. Fist says we need to get a new leader though, but that's another subject. Yeah. Um, I don't know how you're going to get rid of that guy. I mean, if you catapult him, like we were talking about the doing with the immigrants, if you catapult him, make sure you get a big enough catapult that he flies completely over the United States and lands in Mexico. Try to hit some cartel or something. Fitz says, yeah, Raptor for sure. Mr. Lee says, I might send Dr. Kimberry an email. I don't know what his email is. I'm sure you can probably find out, but he has a live stream every Monday night. Him and his wife, and you might be able to slip a question. Although he's got a huge number of people in his chat, but it doesn't have to be him necessarily. He's just someone that's public and out there and isn't scared of the medical establishment because he's doing just fine. So hopefully you slip through, you're able to get an email and talk and say, hey, um, is there some kind of alternative to what these doctors are doing to me because they're trying to microwave shit and poke holes in me? I mean, this is just dark age shit. The body has a natural ability to fight cancer. You just got to let it and stop poisoning it with plants. So you don't really. I mean, if you just believe me, you can do your own research on this stuff and find out. I mean, it just take a long time. You'll be dead before you learn enough to really convince yourself. If you're going to have to trust somebody that knows. And so if you simply just eat fatty meat and nothing else, fatty meat, water, some salt, you might be very surprised what happens fairly quickly. Jay says, I lived by two Canadian couples. They love their health care, except it isn't accessible when they're in the States. Fist says, agreed, Lock. Agreed. The fuck? Jay says they have to go home after 180 days every year to keep everything running correctly. Yeah, it's a hassle. Mr. Lee says, I believe you, Lockbeard. I hope so. Save yourself, man. All you got to do is stop eating plants. Just stop eating plants. It can't kill you. Can't kill you. Jay says, give it a shot, Lee. He might want to take your challenge on. Take what challenge? Oh, you talking about the doctor? Yeah, the doctor might want it. I forget what Dr. Ken Berry's specialties are officially, but he knows about this stuff, and he might be able to direct you to the right person to talk to. Dr. Jason Fung is a kind of a very fasting oriented doctor, but it sounds like it might be hard for you to fast if you have malnutrition. But to get over the malnutrition, you simply need to eat you just eat fatty meat and nothing else, because the plants stop you from absorbing a lot of your nutrients. The plants have compounds in them called anti-nutrients for a reason. They prevent you from absorbing nutrients. And then on top of that, the plants are full of a bunch of other toxins, so your body's got to fight those toxins. and it needs the resources, it needs the nutrients to fight that whole battle. So that leads to malnutrition. I mean, you just can't. If you're suffering from malnutrition and you're eating plants, you're fighting yourself. So Icon says that sounds like Achaeos is living in the hood. Gee, well, I'm in a parking lot. Liver says Jay. Yeah. Uncle Bone says I hear car alarms faintly. Yeah, someone set off their alarm nearby. Majay says new Bigfoot calls in the background, Lockie. Yeah. It's the new Bigfoot calls. Raptor says he could be in a park that has accessories for campers and vans and all that year round. All right, well, we better wrap up, and so I can turn my light. I got the screen on a little bright. See, if I turn down the brightness, you can't see me. I gotta save power, so thank you all for coming. Hopefully, we can get things a little more, more focused on paranormal stuff in the future. But yeah. Hopefully talk to y'all next Saturday. The time I might not be able to be on at the regular time though, so keep an eye out. Might have to change times. Might have to change the time, or might even have to change to a different night. I don't know. Good night, everybody. Jay says later, my man, be safe. For the rest of you knuckleheads, stay away from me. Raptor says be safe. Thank you, Raptor. Mr. Lee says Lockbeard, MIPs. Thank you for the advice. You're welcome, Mr. Lee. Icon says take care of y'all. Fish says all good, Lock, whatever works, all the best. All the best. Thank you, Fist. So I'll see you all hopefully next Saturday. Bones says good night. Good night, Bones. Ocean Pond says hoping for a good diagnosis, Mr. Lee. Yep. Batmom says good night. Many blessings to each of you. You too, Batmom. Shalee says see you, peeps. Prayers, Mr. Lee. All right. Have a good night, everybody.